everyone, and welcome to the digital event for Oracle CloudWorld. This session is focused on Oracle Cloud HCM, how to help your employees get answers in a snap. I'm really excited to share some of these opportunities with you, especially in a digital format, just so that you are aware of all the opportunities that are presented to you, especially as it relates to how we're enabling you to support your customers, your employees. Get the information they need when, where, and how they require it. So my name is Nancy Estell Zoder. I'm Vice President of our product strategy for Oracle Cloud HCM, primarily focusing in on core HR as well as some of the other components of HR, including the employee experience. And I'm so excited to share with you some of the key investments we've recently made, as well as some of the directional items that we're planning to work on as we continue to invest in this solution. But there are some key things that are really focusing in on what drives our strategy. And a lot of it is related to what workers expect. What do your workers expect? What do workers overall expect? And this includes not just employees, but all the different workers within your organization, full-time, part-time, contingent, interns, as well as others. There's an expectation that services are being provided to enable your workers to get their best work done. But there are some key things that are required in order to better support your worker population. And so when we looked at our strategy and how we wanted to, in fact, invest in employee experience and more specifically in service delivery, it was a question of how we can, in fact, understand your employee population. I think it's very clear, and it's been proven, especially over the past couple of years, HR truly does understand employees best and truly understands what's required in order to enable a workforce. But what's necessary is ensuring that you continue to listen to that workforce and ensure you understand all of those different components of me. What's also required and expected is the ability to provide guidance and support for job success. We're all required to better understand what's needed in the workplace. And we expect either our supervisor, our manager, potentially even HR, as well as other parts of the business to help me be better at my job, enable me to do my best work and put my best foot forward. So that guidance and support for job success is an expectation of the workforce. And then, of course, just as important is the identification of opportunities and information. This means I need those opportunities presented to me when, where, but also how I expect to receive it. And so these are all the various components that we expect as workers across industries, across geographies, to ensure we provide the support of our work, our ability to do our best work, especially in this evolving environment. So with those expectations, what does this really all mean? Well, what it really comes down to is there's an expectation that organizations, and again, that means managers, supervisors, HR, potentially even operational or business leaders, provide workers with the guidance they require in order to be successful. And it starts with personalized experiences. So that means these experiences are tailored to me based on my unique background, needs, circumstances, and ultimately also aligned with my goals and objectives and my direction from a job and opportunity perspective. What that also means is that it's providing me with the guidance in order to be not just successful today, but also successful tomorrow. And ultimately, we're all still people. We all need to have a sense of connection as well as belonging with the organization, but also with my workplace relationships. These are all the components of what are expected from workers, and more specifically, what does it mean to an organization And what are the expectations of the support services that are provided to your workforce? So let's take a look at some of the key components of personalized experiences with direction and guidance while still enabling connection and belonging. So at Oracle, we provide a complete and consistent view on Oracle service delivery. It includes and consists of a number of key areas and key strategies that we've really focused on. So it really starts with ensuring that there's a personal experience and personal services provided. That means that the service that's provided to me is based on what I require today. That means it's available where and when I need it because it's specific and purposeful to me. Now, in addition to that, we're also able to provide intelligence in order to make faster decisions from a workforce management perspective, but also as it relates to HR programs. Ultimately, it needs to be adaptable. That means it needs to be able to adjust to the changing needs of the business and your organization, not just as it relates to the various experiences that may be at hand, but also as it relates to other disruptions outside of the workplace. And of course, probably the most important aspect of our service delivery strategy is in fact that it's complete. It leverages a native solution that's unified across HCM processes, ensuring that you're providing your workers, your customer, the complete service that they require and expect. And this is precisely why we are so excited about Oracle Me. We've been talking about Oracle Me for quite a few months now. We launched it earlier this year. It's the only complete employee experience platform that empowers talent to connect, grow, and thrive. And we're most excited about being able to provide a solution that enables support of your workers, provides the services that they expect in the flow of work. Now, we talked a little bit earlier about what workers expect, the ability to understand who I am, the ability to provide me with the guidance that I need to be successful, the ability to provide me with the opportunities to help me grow. These are all natively supported solutions within Oracle Me, which is part of our Oracle Cloud HCM solution. We've included a number of key areas of investment and support that we've in fact invested in over the past couple of years now. We started with HR Help Desk and Digital Assistant and Connections. We most recently launched Journeys last year. And of course, HCM Communicate and Touchpoints are our two recent investments in our Oracle Me platform. Now, these are all the capabilities that we have within our solution, but the proof is really in adoption. And so when we think about employee experiences with an impact and how Oracle Me has been adopted by our customers, we can just look at the numbers. So customers who are actually using Journeys, who are testing it, leveraging it, identifying opportunities for Oracle Journeys, have already hit over 1,800 customers. In addition to that, we have over 450 HR Help Desk customers, as well as over 200 customers who have deployed Digital Assistant, leveraging that complete experience in order to ensure that you're providing the workforce with what they expect. Now, when we think about what they expect as well, it also drives down to what it is that we require support for. Like I mentioned before, in order to meet those expectations of the workforce, you need direction when and where those workers need it. The personalized experience that's contextual, relevant, and specific and purposeful to the person. Accessible where and when and in the flow of work, as well as making sure that every single interaction is in fact meaningful and providing the employee or the worker with the guidance they need to be successful at their job. So I want to give you just a little bit of insight into some of the recent investments that we've made and how we're continuing to expand it with our solution. So like I mentioned, we've had quite a few of our solutions, which I highlighted already, Journeys, HR Help Desk, as well as Digital Assistant, which are available in our product and our customers have already started to adopt. Our most recent innovation that was launched this year is our HCM Communicate. It is the only solution in the market that in fact provides communication capabilities natively within HCM. This means that you're able to create or develop, I should say, campaigns or configure campaigns, of course, and have it targeted based on specific eligibility rules. That means leveraging HCM data to drive your communication. First, it ensures that it's purposeful. Secondly, it ensures that it's secure. And third, it's ultimately harnessing the power of Oracle Cloud HCM to ensure that your communication is targeted to the individual and not just to groups, and providing generic examples of communication, or potentially even dated as a result of delays in delivery. We're most excited about this capability primarily because it is the first solution in the market to natively be supported within HCM, enabling HR to have ownership of that communication. Now, we've also continued to expand upon our Journeys capability. As I mentioned, we released Journeys and made Journeys available a little over a year ago, about a year and a half ago, but we continue to expand the capabilities for which we support with Oracle Journeys with the latest investment around contextual guidance. Now, with contextual guidance, this means that essentially what we're able to do is minimize the number of steps that are required in order to get to that personalized experience based on some rules. This means that I'm able to provide either guidance from within the journey itself. I can provide analytics that's enabling data-driven decision-making. What I'm also able to do is provide some embedded video assets in order to ensure that people are feeling connected and fully understand the purpose or the details associated with the experience for which they're in. We'll continue to invest in our Oracle Journeys, especially when we consider the fact that this is one of the fastest adopting features we've had in our Cloud HCM solution. You'll continue to see some of this investment over time, but it's most important to note that our intent is to ensure that we go beyond HCM. When we think about employee experience and the journeys for which our employees and our workers go on, it's not just HR. So we see this as a unique opportunity to connect across the enterprise, as well as with third-party solutions for which we work very closely with to ensure that we provide the seamless experience to your end user. Now, that's just the guidance, but now let's talk a little bit about the service itself. Now, I spoke a little bit about how we are in fact providing that personal, intelligent, adaptable, and complete solution as it relates to HR Help Desk and as it relates to our service delivery. But HR Help Desk is in fact natively supported within our Cloud HCM solution, and we're enabling the support of service, leveraging, again, our HR data in order to ensure data security and data controls. In addition, we also have our digital assistant, which is, again, our solution in order to support automated support to your worker population to ensure that they get the answers they need when and where they require it. Now, what I'm most excited about the digital assistant are the skills that are in fact delivered with our digital assistant. So we in fact deliver skills for HR, but also for HR Help Desk to create service requests, as well as access knowledge content in order to better support the worker, again, when, where, and how they require it. They don't need to wait for, a support person to return a call. They don't need to contact HR in order to get the answers they require. They can get this information directly from the application or even in connection with a digital assistant. Now, as we continue to expand and we see some of these unique opportunities, the data is where the power, in fact, of course, resides. When we think about the information that workers need, but more specifically managers, supervisors, business leaders, organizational leaders require. This is when we have our solution to support through analytics. Now, when we look at our analytics solution, we look at options around our data warehouse based analytics, as well as the analytics that are available within our application in order to support HR specific requirements. This is just a sample list, but we have over 100 pre-built KPIs across the HCM domain, as well as provide support of all of the Fusion languages within our analytics solution. Again, the intent is to be able to provide guidance with data-driven decision-making support, as well as data-driven experience support within our application for your entire worker population. And so what that ultimately means is that we in fact have a complete solution that's natively built for the cloud, scalable to meet your unique needs, your unique workforce needs, enables you to have that single source of truth for HR as well as finance data to drive that personalized experience across the enterprise. We're really excited about all of these capabilities that we've introduced over the past couple of years in order to better support your employee experience with Oracle Me. You'll continue to see more as you look at what we're going to share at Oracle CloudWorld, as well as future sessions. But in the meantime, please do check out our Cloud Customer Connect. We have an HCM resource center for which we're sharing a lot of these experiences. This means that these experiences include assets, downloadable assets such as product papers, templates, sample configuration guides, but it also includes specific unique experiences. This means journeys that you can download in order to accelerate adoption of the solution. It also includes report templates for which you can download and accelerate adoption with your reports that you may require. Customers and partners all have access to our Cloud Customer Connect in order to support their deployments, as well as continued innovation within our Cloud HCM. I want to thank you so much for attending this digital session, and I really look forward to seeing you all at Oracle CloudWorld. Thank you.